All right, we're ready. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're on day 20 of the 64 days of peace and nonviolence. I'm Sadie at All Natural Me. The thought for today, you're going to love this. The thought for today is self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness. I love it. I love it. I'm ready for it. Bring it. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Tell me how you're doing. So on allnaturalme.com, as always, bless you, you're invited to check it out. Got a beautiful flower picture. The thought for today is self-forgiveness. Okay, you ready? You ready? Who's ready? I'm ready. I'm a little late today. Yesterday I was so early. Today I'm so late. That's why I don't pick a time. I just let it go. Let it flow. All right, so we're talking about self-forgiveness. Focus, Sadie. Focus. When I judge myself, I tend to believe that who I am is what I have done or what I have not done. Who I am is what I have or what I don't have. Okay, that's what happens when I judge myself. But come on now, we're smarter than that. We're smarter than that. I know that who I am is greater than all these things. Who I am is greater than what I have gotten done or what I have, what I own. Okay, there's something in me that's greater than that. Hi, Karen. So anyways, I am greater than any mistake I have ever made. Listen to that. Yeah, we know that who we are is great. Good job, Skull Reaper. Yeah. I know I am greater than any mistake I have ever made. When we get the slightest glimpse of the unity of life, we realize that sitting in judgment of other people, of other countries, of other races, we realize that we are training our minds to respond with judgment to ourselves. So let me repeat that again. When I judge other people, when I judge you, when I judge you, when I judge other countries, when I judge the president, when I judge a race of people, I'm not saying that I do, but if I would do that, when I judge, okay, here's what I will admit. When I judge my neighbor, then I am training my mind to judge myself. Okay? I'm training my mind to sit in judgment of myself. Now, let's look at the flip side of that. As I forgive others, I am training and teaching my mind to respond with forgiveness, with forgiveness everywhere. Good morning, Weston. Even to the misdeeds and mistakes of my own past. So if I can forgive other people, I'm training my mind to learn how to forgive myself. Practicing self-forgiveness is a foundation for practicing nonviolence. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. I love the weekends. I'm glad you guys are here. So here's the practice today. Tell me who is open to doing this. Today, I will write an apology letter to myself for anything I have done to myself that I wish I had not, or ways that I have disappointed myself and not fully lived up to my potential, right? I'm going to write a letter to myself saying, I'm sorry for what I did, for what I really wish I had not done that. And I didn't really live up to my full potential, right? In that one circumstance. So write a letter to yourself, okay? And now listen to this. I will mail the letter to myself, and when it arrives, I will read it in a quiet place. So who's open to doing that? Writing a letter to yourself and then mailing it to yourself. Me, I'm so cheap. I would just hide it for a few days. Save the stamp, right? But how about just the idea of writing yourself an apology letter? What do you think about that? What do you think about that? All right, so day 20, the thought for today is self-forgiveness. Amy Tan said, I learned to forgive myself, and that enabled me to forgive my mother as a person. So really, we can go either way about this forgiveness stuff, and it's going to work either way. Either one, we can start to forgive other people, and that will train us to forgive ourselves, or we can start with forgiving other people, or we can forgive ourselves, and then that will help us forgive other people. Did I say both different ways? It doesn't matter where you start, whether you start with forgiving yourself or you forgive other people first. It really doesn't matter. It's like this circular thing. Good morning. It's this circular thing. Either we learn to forgive ourselves first, and then it helps us forgive the people who have hurt us, or we start to forgive them first, and then once we've forgiven them, we're like, yeah, we might as well forgive ourselves too, right? So we forgive everyone. Yeah. All right. So anyways, the affirmation is, today I forgive myself, my mistakes, my errors and judgment, my missteps, and my words misspoken. Good morning. As I forgive myself for simply being human, as I forgive myself for simply being human, I can forgive others the same. So as I realize that I'm human and I make mistakes, then I can start to look out into the world and see, hey, you're human too, right? And so now I can forgive you. Good morning. Thank you. So that's the thought for today. Now, who in the chat over here on YouTube is going to write a letter to themselves? The practice today is to write an apology letter to yourself for anything that you have done that you wish you had not, or that ways you have disappointed yourself. Good morning. Ways you have not fully lived up to your potential. That's what the letter is about, like apologizing for letting yourself down. And then I love it. I think it's fun, the idea of mailing the letter that you wrote to yourself, mailing it to yourself. And then when it comes back in the mail, you take your letter that you wrote to yourself and you read it like you would any letter, in a quiet place, in a place of reflection. And really, they didn't say this part, but I'm going to add it in. Really full-heartedly accepting your own apology. Can you do that? Can you apologize to yourself and really accept it? All right, ready to go deeper with Gandhi? Woo! Now we go deeper with Gandhi on day 20. You guys, this like almost marks the 1/3 mark in the 64 days. Day 20, we're cruising here, you guys. We're cruising. Gandhi. So MK Gandhi said, and you really have to listen to his quotes because I'm not lying, they're pretty deep. Okay, he said, God alone knows the mind of a person, and the duty of a man of God is to act as he is directed by his inner voice. I claim that I act accordingly. Okay, just hold on to that, and we'll go a little deeper here. Now, whatever our personal beliefs about God or not God, okay, let's not argue whether you think it's a God or a not God. Whatever our personal beliefs. I see Ninja though. I see you all. I see all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Whatever we believe about God or not God, none of us deny the existence of a conscience. Yeah, I'm reading my script from allnaturalme.com. This is a program from agnt.org. I'm promoting it. I think the world needs it. I think I need it every year. So none of us are going to deny the existence of a conscience. right? So whether we think of it as the voice of the divine, the voice of our conscience, or the voice of the collective consciousness, whatever, there is a still small voice within. Do you hear it within you? That still small voice? It is this voice that is the true voice of nonviolence. So unless we are certain that we can hear that voice, not the voice of our egos, they're different. Unless we are certain we can hear that inner voice of our consciousness, whatever you want to call it, we can never be certain that the path we follow is the true path of nonviolence. Okay? We need to be listening to our inner knowingness, not up here. The true path of nonviolence is the path that serves the all. All right. Going back to that serving the all stuff. What do you guys think about that? So consider those in popular movements of change in our society today. Okay, think of a movement in society. Think of any of them, don't matter. Do their words and action serve the all? Or do they serve the interests of themselves or some group by harming others? This is how we can tell whether people are truly following their inner voice or simply their ego voice. So when you look at some group, right, you can really look at them and think, well, are they serving the all or are they just serving themselves? Okay, that's how you can decipher whether someone's following their inner voice or their ego voice. Now, most of us are so busy in our ego minds that we fail to hear that inner voice. We simply fail to listen for it. Okay, we're just up in our minds. Emerson said, "Let us be silent, that we may hear the whispers of the gods." So let us be silent so we can hear. Only when we take time each day to still the monkey mind chattering away in our heads can we listen for that voice. Only when we listen for it can we hope to hear it. Only when we hear it can we know that it is the true inner voice, not the ego voice that directs us. So if you want to be guided by that inner voice, first you gotta still that monkey mind. You gotta make time for silence. You gotta sit in stillness. Okay, you gotta make time so you can hear it. You gotta try to listen for it. Only when we listen for it can we really hope to hear it and be guided by it. Okay? Right? When you look out in the world and you see things that happen in the news, ask yourself, were they being guided by their inner voice, the voice of spirit, right? The voice of them true selves, or were they guided by their ego? When people act in violence, they're being guided by their ego. So this is why it's so important for those of us who are aware of this to make time for stillness and peace and quiet so we can listen for that inner voice, the true voice. So here's the affirmative practice today. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you so very much. Today, I will take time to meditate, listening for that still, small voice within me. Today, every word I speak, every action I take will be measured by this yardstick. Does this serve all, or does it serve only me? Okay, that's how I'm going to measure every thought, every word, every action that comes from me today. I'm going to measure it by the yardstick. Does it serve the all, or does it only serve me? This is the path to nonviolence, right? So it all goes back to service to the all, service to others. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So let peace begin with me, and let peace begin with you. Now, here's one more thing to end on, and I like this too. I do. Today, I will say a blessing for greater understanding. I will say a blessing for greater understanding. When I see evidence of crime, vandalism, or graffiti, right? When I see, like, when I look out in the world and I see evidence of crime or vandalism, I will say a blessing for greater understanding. Okay? For everyone, right? Say a blessing for everyone. Thank you. So that's the day 20 of the 64 ways in 64 days. It's a program from agnt.org. And I have taken bits and pieces of it and put it on All Natural Me and to present it to you in a way that I think you'll enjoy. I know I enjoy it. So is it service to self, or is it service for the all, Sadie? Here's the thing. Once you start looking at humanity and you start seeing what could be best for the all, it's best for you too, right? So as I try to better myself, as I try to be a more nonviolent person, and I share my experience with others, I'm helping serve the all by inviting other people to join me, by sharing my experience, by sharing this program that has helped me now year after year after year. I mean, I've done this for 10 years personally in my own way. And every year I hear something new. I realize something more. I'm always learning how to be a more peaceful person. So anyways, spread the word. Tell your parents they might appreciate it. Tell your school. They might not do it this year. Maybe they'll do it next year. If anyone is associated with a prison or a rehabilitation center, agnt.org is a great organization that has several different programs that could be incorporated into someone's rehabilitation. So anyways, please spread the word. That's how we're going to spread peace in this world. Me and you, right? Me and you doing it. Building out that circle of peace. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So everything you do today, making blessings, forgiving yourself, writing that letter, it's all peace work, and it all matters. It all adds to the collective, and it's good work. It really, really is. So anyways, you guys have a great day. Day 20. The thought for today is self-forgiveness. So much love to you. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for sure. All right. So much love. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day. Enjoy the snow. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll do a live hangout soon. Much love.